Star Wars is at a fascinating moment. We've got projects like The Mandalorian and Grogu, a movie that's basically guaranteed to draw fans because of how people love Din Djarin and Baby Yoda. We've got Star Wars Starfighter, which already sounds like a big slam dunk for fans of space battles, but also fans who like, Ryan Gosling and Aaron Pierre's in it. You got a bunch of actors that's going to be in it. It's going to be a fun freaking movie. And but here's the truth though. Neither of those movies is the real test for the Star Wars saga. And the real test is the Rey movie. And depending on how it plays out, it could either take Star Wars to a new height or it could set it back for years. Now, let's be honest. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie is the safest bet Star Wars can make. Okay, so you have to understand, Mando is already beloved. Grogu is a cultural phenomenon, and the series has been, one of the few recent Star Wars projects that's kept a consistent fan base. And people already know what they're going to expect with Mando and Grogu, right? A grounded space western vibe, right? Some bounty hunter action, and that emotional father-son bond between Mando and Grogu. And it's something that's comforting, it's familiar, and most importantly, it works. And this doesn't mean that it's not exciting because it is, but it's not a risk, and it's Star Wars playing to its strengths. Now, the next up movie we have is Star Wars Starfighter, right? As I said, this movie is built for, I believe, like really hardcore fans. You get Ryan Gosling in there, and he has a little apprentice slash boy that he is caring for. Um, you have the guy that plays Damon Targaryen. His name not coming to my mind. His name is Matt something, but Matt Smith. And Matt Smith is playing this general bad guy, right? Like it's the usual like protector from the evil guy type of story. And we looked at some of the set photos, and it looks like they're on Naboo. I mean, it's going to be a fun movie. I mean, and then you have a guy like Sean Levy, who is the king of just visuals and fighting and all types of things. This is another safe movie that fans are probably going to go and see. And it's also attached to years from the sequel. So there's no real attachment to the sequel trilogy whatsoever with this Star Wars movie. And so, as I said, another safe movie for Star Wars. Now, let's get into the Rey movie because the Rey movie is the real test because it's the boldest, the riskiest, and the most controversial move Lucasfilm has made since the sequels. Because here's the thing, Rey is a divisive character. Some fans love her, some don't. The sequel trilogy has ended with mixed reactions because The Rise of Skywalker left fans split right down the middle. And bringing Rey back, right, to build a new Jedi Order will reopen these old debates that have been kind of, I don't want to say they're dead, but they've been just sitting there. And this is the movie that could either win the people back or push them further away. And if the Rey movie does somehow succeed, it proves that Star Wars can move far beyond nostalgia, far beyond Luke, Leia, and Han. And it would mean that fans are willing to embrace the next chapter of the saga. But if it fails, it confirms the fear that Star Wars is still stuck, forever tied to the OG trilogy and unable to move past it. Now, let's talk about one of the worst factors, okay? Now, this is where things can get trickier because behind the scenes, Simon Kinberg is involved in shaping these next Star Wars projects. Now, Kinberg is a writer and producer. He's worked on Sherlock Holmes, The Martian, and he's had a hand in the early development of Star Wars Rebels, but not really. That's Dave Filoni's baby. But he's also the guy that many fans blame for the downfall of the Fox X-Men universe. Dark Phoenix was a disaster, and the franchise ended not with a bang, but with a whimper. Okay, and fans fear that the same mistakes, rushed storytelling, messy character arcs, and ignoring what the audience actually wants could happen again with Simon Kinberg heading the writing for Star Wars. And if Kinberg has a heavy hand in this Rey movie, like he says he does, the stakes are even higher. And this isn't just another spinoff, though. This is the future of the Jedi Order. And if Simon mishandles it, this could drag down the whole entire saga. Okay? Now, think about where Star Wars is right now, right? The sequels left fans divided. Shows like Andor and Mandalorian have proven the galaxy far, far away still has great stories left to tell. But the saga films, the mainline Star Wars story, that's where the weight really lies. And the Rey movie isn't just another chapter. It's Lucasfilm saying, yes, we're still continuing the Skywalker saga. It's putting a stake in the ground and saying that Rey is the future of Star Wars. And if this works, Disney gets years of new stories, new Jedi, new villains, and a whole new generation of fans. But if this fails, Star Wars risks losing credibility in the biggest arena, the theater. Because here's the thing that people forget to understand. Lucasfilm, they have been avoiding the theater since 2019, okay? Since 2019. And as I said, Mando and the Starfighter movie, proven. I think they're proven successes. But the Rey movie, that's the question. And it's not all doom and gloom, right? There's actually a path where the Rey movie becomes a massive success. I think if you make it smaller and more character driven, like The Force Awakens started out, right? You can show Rey struggling, not just being perfect, but truly wrestling with what it means to rebuild the Jedi Order. And you introduce new characters who can carry the franchise forward. And most importantly, tie it into the larger Star Wars lore, connect Rey to the Jedi of the past. Maybe even revisit how the galaxy views Luke's sacrifice, or even acknowledge Palpatine's final defeat. And if Lucasfilm treats the Rey movie more than just the episode X, if they make it about the legacy of the Jedi, it could win fans over. I would even say tie it to the Force stuff, tie it to Abeloth, tie it to this idea of Anakin possibly be taking the role of the father after he dies. I mean, Dave Filoni is building a whole entire lore over in the Ahsoka version. Why not try to involve some of that? And it could be possible because Kimber did work on some of the Star Wars Rebel stuff. So maybe he is tapping Dave's shoulder to help him with a lot of the development of this Rey movie. But here's the bottom line. The Mandalorian and Grogu is a guaranteed hit. Starfighter is going to give fans the thrill that they want. But the Rey movie, that's the make or break project. That's the one that will tell us if Star Wars can truly move forward as a saga or if it's destined to stay stuck in the past. And with Simon Kinberg involved, the pressure is on them, okay? Because fans will be watching every detail. Because if this goes wrong, it could not just hurt Rey, but Star Wars as a whole. But if it goes right, the future of the galaxy far, far away could be brighter than ever. I want to know how you guys feel about this Rey movie and just the future of Star Wars with Simon Kinberg heading this. Please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, and peace out.